with that, we are going to kick off our first match of this Sunday. We are here early in the morning, 2 a.m. UTC time for New Zealand versus Papuchitos. Once again, in the losers bracket, my name is Dio. I'm going to be joined on this cast by Fiery Rage. How's it going, Fiery?
It is going all right. Will we see Hidden 3? This is the ultimate question I want this match to figure out.
I'm really not sure we're going to see it in this match, if I gotta be honest with you.
Let's pray. We are praying right now.
We gotta pray. Papuchitos, definitely a team that is not a fan of the hidden modification during their qualifier run. Their worst score was on Hidden 1, and their third worst score was on Hidden 2, so overall their worst modification by a pretty wide margin. That team in general tending to favor lots of aim-focused maps and lots of speed or stamina-focused maps. Your typical mechanics team in any tournament. Meanwhile, for New Zealand, they had a pretty good run of a lot of the no-mod pool in general, no-mod 3 in particular being their best map throughout the qualifier run. But their hidden scores overall were actually worse than the hidden scores from Papuchitos. So if either team is picking it, it's probably Papuchitos, and they've got some other things on the menu for tonight, I presume. DT2 definitely the worst map for New Zealand, an average around 200k for their team, so definitely wanting to ban out as much of those speed and stamina maps as possible for New Zealand. Try not to get too hard stamina capped on a pool where there are quite a lot of really tough stream maps and speed maps.
And I do imagine that, in my opinion, I do feel like Papuchitos have, in general, a stronger roster than New Zealand. You have such tournament names such as Wolfie and, I guess to some extent, Pundus on there.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Hebel around as well, and Harmonia, a pretty good, I believe, Portuguese player, if not Portuguese, then Spanish. So quite a few names on that team that are fairly well known. If you have been around for a while, you might recognize DT Jump on the side of New Zealand, but I think a lot of relatively new names in the tournament scene for Team New Zealand here, so hopefully they have been having a pretty good run so far. They're going to be put to the test here versus Papuchitos, that's for sure, as this team on Papuchitos' side is overall looking, I think, a lot stronger on the qualifying results. Overall, they were actually seed 18 out of qualifiers compared to seed 49 in Team New Zealand. We can go ahead and talk a little bit about the pick and ban phase here, because it's a little bit different from most tournaments.
Yeah, as you can see from the little neat graphic here, that was a lot more nice than what it was originally. Oh, it even has a little timer. That's nice. That's cute. Anyways, as you can see from the graphic, there are two teams. One of them will choose to be Team 1 or Team 2. Team 1 will be banning first, followed by Team 2. Then a round of picks will begin with Team 1 starting, and then Team 2. Second round of bans afterwards will be headed by Team 2, as well as the first pick in the second round of picks by Team 2. Team 1 gets 2 picks back-to-back. Team 2 gets one other pick, followed by the third round of bans and the third round of picks.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference between this pick and ban phase, at least while we're still in one set rounds, like we have here, versus the pick ban phase for most other tournaments, is that all of the picks and bans are done before a single map is played in the Corsace Open. So you've got all of the picking and banning needing to be done before you even get into the lobby. You really should know generally what your pick ban strategy is against your opponents before you get there, because you have to be able to stick with all of your picks all throughout the match. You don't get to change them later on, and you don't get to adjust to how the match is going. We've seen it go awry for multiple teams now if they pick into, say, a full speed and stamina pick strategy. And it just backfires because they lose one stamina map and they lose all the rest of them. No Hidden 3, No double time won either. 2 metadata tests taken out here. The high approach rate double time and the low approach rate hidden gone.
Why does no one want to play Hidden 3? Please!
You got me there. You got me there.
I'm pretty sure it has been interacted with every single match except for like 2. And it has been banned in every single one of those matches. This is crazy.
It's just simply unlucky. Definitely Papuchitos. Not really a fan of the hidden modification. We were talking about them a little earlier. Definitely their worst mod overall was hidden, so I don't expect them to really want to be picking into it, but they just go ahead and ban it anyway.
It's not too surprising given their qualifier results, but it'll be the first round of picks. Also, for those tuning in, predict with your channel points who will win the match. Get some sweet channel points if you predict correctly.
So I do actually kind of like this pick from the side of New Zealand. You know, hey, they banned the low AR hidden. Let's go with the low AR free mod instead. But generally, the overall hidden and hard rock scores for Papuchitos were higher than the hidden and hard rock scores for Team New Zealand through the qualifying round. So I think they're still going to be hard pressed to find a victory, but that goes along with just being the lower seeded team in the matchup. Team New Zealand definitely overall less favored to win this matchup compared to Team Papuchitos. So they're going to have to claw their way through a lot of these victories and get a few upset wins if they want to come out on top. No Mod 2 definitely makes a lot of sense for Papuchitos, though.
Yeah, the generic stream flow aim pick, popular no mod pick throughout this tournament. Not too surprising to see that. Hard Rock 3 going to be the follow-up ban for Papuchitos. That is the Precision Hard Rock. As far as I'm aware. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's the CS 6.5 Precision Hard Rock pick. Very, very straightforward sort of map. I'm a little surprised to see the Hard Rock 3 ban come through for Papuchitos, especially after a Double Time 1 ban from New Zealand. I guess taking the hard rock aspect of Free Mod 3 and saying, hey, maybe they're actually kind of good at this, or maybe Papuchitos just not really great on that particular map. Through their qualifier results, they were definitely a lot better at anything that was speed and stamina intensive compared to anything that was either more reading focused or aim focused. It looks like Hard Rock 3 might have actually been the ban for Team New Zealand instead. It's going to be Nomad 5 banned out by Papuchitos. I'm thinking those may have been slightly reversed. Nomad 5 is definitely a Papuchitos pick. Just want to get some confirmation from either referee or streamer as to exactly what's happening here.
Seems like Hard Rock 3 was not banned. Will be Double Time 3 banned in place of that, but I believe those are the actual bans.
Okay, so I guess both of those are now the bans for either team. Really surprised at a Nomad 5 ban coming out of Papuchitos. DT3 ban absolutely makes sense from the side of New Zealand. It seems that their captain DT Jump had misread who was supposed to ban first, and so New Zealand ended up banning before Papuchitos. And Nomad 5 is actually the ban for Papuchitos. That's honestly very surprising to me, especially when their first 2 picks are Nomad 2 and Double Time 2, but clearly a map that they don't want anything to do with.
And maybe not just feeling comfortable on the Nomad 5 in general. Maybe slightly too high of a BPM for them, who knows. But it will be the DT2 pick from them, Papuchitos, and then New Zealand to follow up with Nomad 4, and just going off of what I would assume, maybe you will be seeing Nomad 3 from them.
Their best map in the qualifying round was Nomad 3. I would not be surprised to see that get picked up here as well for Team New Zealand. A little bit of a slightly easier tech pick here in the round of 32, Education by Saikui. It's a very popular map so far. We've seen it get played in a lot of different rounds, or at least get picked in a lot of different rounds. Same with Nomad 4. That alt pick in Nomad, very, very heavy on long chains of high spacing, either flow aim or aim control sections. But it's actually going to be Hard Rock 3 the next pick. Okay.
It's going from banning Hard Rock 3 originally from New Zealand side to actually picking it.
And I think DT Jump may be a little confused about the order of the picks and bans there, looking to pick Hard Rock 3 next instead of banning it out.
I suppose that's probably what happened, yeah. Given the fact that they picked Fremod 3, it does make sense, though. You want to keep to that little precision skill set as much as you can. Papuchitos to follow up with their second to last pick.
Definitely interested to see what they go for next. They've had actually Nomad 3 coming out of Papuchitos instead. Okay. I was gonna say Papuchitos sort of out of the high BPM tapping picks with Nomad 2 picked up and DT2 picked up and Nomad 5 DT3 banned, so they really did have to diversify there, and they're gonna do so into Nomad 3, into the tech map.
Got another round of bans coming up in the final round of picks, starting with Papuchitos. I'm not too sure what they would actually ban here. Maybe they'll go for another hidden ban. Or possibly maybe Nomad 6 if they don't feel entirely comfortable on that map.
Definitely not surprised, or a little surprised to not see something like Nomad 1 or Hard Rock 1 get picked up.
Yeah, Hard Rock 2 ban does make sense. After picking Fremod 3 and Hard Rock 3, you'd expect New Zealand to be fairly confident on Hard Rock. Hard Rock 2 is just rhythm in general. Hard to act.
Yeah, that sort of swing mapping in Hard Rock is something that takes a lot of time to get used to if you're not someone who just actively seeks out and plays a lot of it to begin with. So it's a type of map that I think Hard Rock specialists in general tend to do very well on, whereas people who sort of just play Hard Rock because they want to be okay at Hard Rock aren't going to be able to do very well on that sort of map compared to Hard Rock 1 or Hard Rock 3.
Will be New Zealand's next and last ban.
I'm really not sure what the ban is from New Zealand. I would think maybe something like Nomad 1. It's actually going to be Fremod 2. Okay. I can kind of see Fremod 2 as a ban. It is a very tapping-intensive map. Something like either Fremod 2 or Nomad 6 would make a lot of sense for them. Both of them as rhythmically intensive maps, really requiring a lot of control over your tapping hand. It's not something that's entirely similar to Nomad 2 or DT2, much less straightforward, but does still make some sense there. Gonna be a hidden 1 last pick, though, for Papuchitos. Definitely their weakest mod overall, but a very different sort of hidden 1 from what we saw in qualifiers. This one far more focused on slider aim than anything else.
The hidden 1 in qualifiers primarily was just focused on raw flow aim. So maybe they feel a bit more confident given this map pool. We'll be seeing a Nomad 6 final pick from New Zealand. Picks and bans are now set. We'll be getting into the match, starting with Fremod 3. Pop. Nothing changes. be getting
this free mod 3 pick is going to be really interesting because I think it'll set the tone for a lot of the rest of this match. You know, No Mod 2, DT2 are definitely right in combination going to be difficult for any team that isn't competent on those, you know, very, very heavy tapping focused sorts of maps. But we're going to get into this match now.
We might have done a micro blunder, but that's okay.
We're back and ready for New Zealand versus Papuchitos.
Waiting
for our roster from Papuchitos. Yeah. The video's so good you play it twice.
Seems like we're waiting for Papuchitos to still decide on their roster. Taking a while to get in, but it seems like now it's finalized. Will be DT Jump, Rumi, Cat, and Saiku versus Saint, SFT, and Harmonia, Wolfie, and Hebel. We'll be seeing relatively conservative mod choices here. 2 no mods on both teams, 1 hidden on Rumi and Saint SFT on each team, and Hard Rock on Saiku, hidden Hard Rock on and Harmonia.
Heavy hidden overmod for Papuchitos. Even their Hard Rock players still going hidden Hard Rock instead. It's only Hebel.
I didn't even realize Wolfie is hidden.
Mod.
Whoops.
Yeah, everybody hidden for Papuchitos here. Except for Hebel, who is going no mod, but honestly still having a really rough time in this one. And it seems that the mods are a little bit preference for the rest of the Papuchitos lineup. However, New Zealand not having the best of times with this one. DT Jump and Saiku, or Saiku in particular, having a little bit of a tough time with this one. Cat and Rumi, however, still holding on to their full combos.
It is more or less equated with the high combos on the rest of Papuchitos, as well as Saiku dropping once again there. The mod advantage from Harmonia and Wolfie. Keeping things a little competitive here. Harmonia is going to drop. And so does Rumi. Now it's suddenly Cat and DT Jump versus... Oh my god!
Ooh. And Cat and DT Jump just both drop their combos at one of the most inopportune times, but so do Saint SFT and Wolfie, who are both holding the high combos for Papuchitos. Is now no high combos for anyone, just Enharmonia and Hebel with just Enharmonia with a relatively high combo here of 200, the highest in the lobby at the moment, and it's actually slowly inching over to Papuchitos for the score lead, but it's going to take Enharmonia holding here to really make it happen.
It's also going to take the rest of his team not breaking here. Hebel breaking, once again, is not going to be helping much at all. And so is that. Full reset from Papuchitos. Oh. No answer from New Zealand in that regard. And this is suddenly looking like a disaster.
It's just really unfortunate for Papuchitos, a 4-way reset there. It is the first pick, however, for New Zealand. They're looking relatively strong on this first pick with still the high combo for Cat in spite of that 3-way reset for DT Jump, Rumi, and Saiku. It's still a 100,000 score lead and climbing with Cat's 200 combo advantage over Hebel.
Yeah, Cat right now, given New Zealand the secure point that they need, just needs to hold on for a bit longer. And solid point from New Zealand, winning their own pick. S rank from Cat.
Really nicely done for New Zealand on the first pick. That is going to be a quick 1-0 start for them. Papuchitos now with the next 2 picks in a row, Nomad 2 and Double Time 2. Both very stream-heavy, stamina-intensive maps. Very, very different from what we just saw with the CS 5.2 AR8 free mod pick, the almost density check there.
Yeah, a lot more generic than free mod 3, definitely. So if you're more comfortable on these sort of generic maps, it's quite a contrast, to say the very least. Just be waiting for the teams to get their final rosters in.
This is definitely a pick that I think papuchitos should do fairly well on. They had one of their highest scores in qualifiers on Nomad 2, and in general, Double Time was also their best mod category overall. So definitely something that I think they have a solid advantage over New Zealand on. We'll see if that holds true. It was definitely a good first pick for New Zealand. Let's see how papuchitos is able to hold up. Hopefully, they are able to make this match an interesting one. The last couple matches we've had have been relatively one-sided, so looking forward to seeing a close one between these 2 teams.
It would be certainly thrilling. A lot more interesting than just a one-sided stomp. So we can only hope for the best here to get into the map. You can pretty much see just off of accuracy alone the comfort level of these players. Cat below 80% right now. And Hebel at a solid 99.6. Saint SFT, Wolfie not too far behind. However, Wolfie is going to be finding act drops, but Trent with the early miss, that won't matter too much with Ningaloo trading it now, especially with Cat's accuracy being almost below 70 now. You will be finding a miss, but that miss honestly really won't matter that much. As we see 3 FCs to... Oh, 3! Ningaloo's miss was actually not a miss.
And look at the accuracy advantage, though, for papuchitos. 97, 96, 99. It's just Trent really struggling with the accuracy over on their side. But Cat, the same could be said down there at 70% accuracy, just dropping a full stream worth of hundreds. And the overall accuracy for papuchitos slightly better with that 99.5% full combo from Hebel and a 92% full combo from Hypocrite. So very, very strong scores from papuchitos on the full combos. That break from Trent, though, actually does matter a bit. Finally, Hypocrite does drop on the side of New Zealand, and it's just not going to be enough, that drop from Trent at the end. Another 3-way full combo for both teams, actually. I'm sorry, close to a 3-way full combo for New Zealand.
Almost 3-way full combo. Hypocrite dropping at the end there. 2 C ranks. There were definitely people that could play that and people that couldn't on both teams. But it will be papuchitos taking the advantage off the stronger FCs. As we get into the next pick, Double Time 2.
Yeah, if there were people who could and couldn't play No Mod 2, you can expect that differentiation to be even more notable on a map like this. If you thought 190 BPM streams were hard, well, try 230.
Yep, this is the infamous speed pick in the pool. We love speed. We are fans of speed, said somebody at some point, probably, I imagine.
Yeah, clearly Papuchitos said that. They're definitely fans of speed right now, picking up 2 stream maps right in a row. I think we're probably going to see similar rosters for both of these teams from the last map. I really don't expect them to change all that much. And maybe you have a couple of members who are BPM capped, but if you've already got people who are really struggling with the accuracy on No Mod 2, you probably don't have fantastic replacements for something like Double Time 2. And yeah, looks like it's going to be the same roster for Papuchitos New Zealand, needing a roster for DT2 here. It's going to be Ningaloo coming in as the last member.
We get into the map here. Get a little nice surfboard. We're going surfing. We're going to be getting into the third map. Tied scoreline. This is Papuchito's pick. And so far, seeing a few players struggle on the beginning here. We got Enharmonia and Psyche, and oh my god, the entirety of New Zealand.
Yeah, you know, when you're going through the rest of No Mod 2, and quite a lot of New Zealand, frankly, is struggling with that accuracy, you don't expect it to be a lot better on Double Time 2. I think those speed picks definitely worked out. Really struggling with the accuracy here. There's far more of a general struggle for the team of New Zealand, so I think still quite a good pick for them.
Yeah, this lead is just going to keep growing and growing. Wolfie holding on to an FC right now. Saints not too far behind. Habel with his own combo to boot. The only combo on New Zealand is just Psyche at the moment. And none of their accuracies, except for Hippocryp, are above 90% currently. Psyche just now getting there, as well as Ningaloo, but it's barely hovering over that. I think that is pretty much all said and done for this pick.
Yeah, this one is looking pretty over. It's you know, a 600k score lead for Papuchitos, and still climbing with this full combo from Wolfie. 95% accuracy, over 1k combo right now, and still just going. So even with the 2 high combos from both Cat and Hippocryp, it's just not going to be enough. The FC from Wolfie is going to do enough work, and even with that break, sure, the score lead's not going to continue going up, but there's just not enough time to bring it back for New Zealand.
Yeah, unfortunately, but this was Papuchito's pick, so just unlucky, and we go to the next one, which I believe will be No Mod 4. Solid performance from Wolfie on this map. It's going to be an FC from him. 94.6% accuracy. Probably not the most ideal act, but it is a speed map. Not going to be... not a bad score by any means. And we'll be giving his team the second point on the board.
Yeah, it is nicely done from Wolfie on that map. Pretty much the reason that they were able to come out on top by such a wide margin. Obviously, the overall team accuracy playing a big part in the general score lead, but carrying performance like that on a map that really just tests a single skill like Double Time 2 is something to look out for in the future. No Mod 4, definitely a more sort of multifaceted map. Lots of different things going on in this map. The most prominent things are the heavy flow aim and aim control requirements on a lot of the high spacing, low BPM patterns in this map, and there's not too much else, but being able to work out those types of patterns very easily in a map that has constantly changing spacing like this one can be very difficult.
Yeah, this is I would argue from what we've seen of this map so far, probably one of the more difficult maps of the pool, especially the no mod pool at the very least, next to probably no mod 6. No mod 1 through 3 are usually relatively high scores for most players. We haven't really seen a lot of high scores on this map. And this is for good reason. As I said, this map is probably one of the harder maps in the pool as a whole. Definitely not something you can just go in and just FC 24/7. That goes for a lot of the maps in the pool, to be fair.
Yeah, this one definitely a relatively tricky one. It's also the longest map outside of the tiebreaker in this pool, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. AR 9.2 on this as well. Mirage really not holding back with this one. It's very, very tricky all throughout the map. We've already seen combo breaks from nearly everybody in the lobby. Saint, SFT, Hebel, and Rumi still holding on to full combos. Everybody else having broken multiple times at this point. With New Zealand in general faring worse than Papuchitos. This is New Zealand's pick, by the way, so Papuchitos looking to try and take a break point here with these high supporting combos alongside the full combo for Hebel.
Now, the full combo from Hebel is what's pushing them over right now. The high accuracy to boot. Rumi missing is also not going to really help New Zealand that much. That's the high combo gone. While the supporting combos aren't terrible for New Zealand, Wolfie and Harmonia have practically FCs of their own going into the halfway mark of this map. Wolfie does drop. That's one of the supporting combos gone.
Seikoo does drop as well from the side of New Zealand. It's 3 high combos to 3 right now. Saint, SFT, and Rumi matching each other.
There goes Hebel
dropping the full combo. It's Enharmonia with a high combo now, close to an FC, but Cat is right behind them, and it's only Saint, SFT. DT jump basically an uncontested combo for New Zealand right now, so we're looking to DT jump to hold that supporting combo and slowly bring the score lead back over to New Zealand's side if they want to tie it up 2-2 after this pick.
There's still map to go. 1/3 of the map remaining. DT jump just breaks. That's just one of the supporting combos down for New Zealand. Cat's still holding.
And Rumi dropping as well. Hebel does drop in response, but DT jump finds another break. It's basically evened out combos at this point between Seikoo, Wolfie, Cat, and Enharmonia, but Saint SFT is just holding on to a free 7
Enharmonia drops.
Enharmonia breaks. But Seikoo also breaks at the same time. Wolfie drops as well. It's Saint and Cat who are holding on to combos, and
Saint
that's it. Nobody else.
Right now. Saint needs to hold right now more than ever. seems like he's going to be doing just that. The score gap is closing fairly rapidly, but Cat missing will land Papuchitos the break point.
Unfortunately for Cat, there's just not a second high score to bring up the rear for the side of New Zealand. You look over to the side of Papuchitos, and there's both Saint SFT there holding the 1K combo at the end, as well as Enharmonia with a 1K combo out of the gate at the start of the map. And those two high combos bringing in 600k plus is more than enough to get past 300-400k's and a single high 700k from Cat. Unfortunate reverse choke and choke at the end there as well for Cat, even with the highest score in the lobby, not able to do enough to bring the score over, and that's a 3-1 lead now for Papuchitos up breakpoint.
We're going to be getting into Hard Rock 3 here. And with what we've seen from Fremont 3, this might be slightly problematic, as we did see Enharmonia do relatively well Hard Rock on Fremont 3, and we didn't really see New Zealand have any answers to that Hard Rock player. Cat was the main reason they won that pick off of his strong combo and S rank. Enharmonia was not far behind him with a 2-miss hidden Hard Rock on that. So it should be interesting. Waiting for the players to get into the lobby and get their teams ready. We'll be underway with the 5th map pick, the Precision map in the Hard Rock pool. CS 6.5 on this one.
Yeah, this map is a very different sort of pick from a lot of the maps that we've had so far. It's a higher BPM aim pick compared to what we just saw in No Mod 4. It's also far more focused on sort of wide-angle jumps rather than flow aim and alternating patterns. You can very, very easily single tap this compared to the last map where single tapping might be a little uncomfortable for quite a lot of players.
And we can see right off the bat, this was more or less what I was afraid of. New Zealand, everyone except for Kit, and even Kit is going to be breaking at around a third of the way through, and there's still 3 FCs on the side of Papuchitos. Really strong Hard Rock roster from them. And New Zealand doesn't really have anything to counter it.
Yeah, Hebel does finally drop the combo there for Papuchitos, but it's still 2 FCs on Wolfie and Enharmonia, who are both still going strong. It seems like where Hebel can't become that solid rock for the team, the rest of the team is there to hold him up anyway. Hebel really doing a lot of work on some of the maps where the team overall is less confident, but really not needed on this one. The rest of the team putting up some fantastic scores and already almost 800,000 score in the lead right now.
Yeah, this is unrecoverable at this point, and Enharmonia and Saint SFT with high combos. Harmonia will be dropping, but it's too little too late at this point. There's just not enough map remaining for the comeback to be possible. Solid combos from Cat and Kit at the end of the map here, but it'll only just bring the score gap a bit closer. An unfortunate 1 miss from Harmonia and S rank slider break from Wolfie. And you gotta be sort of just, I guess, confused more than anything about that pick from New Zealand.
Yeah, unfortunately for New Zealand, I think they were trying to lean into, generally a mod where they're comfortable or a skill set where they're comfortable, very basic type of map there, but it just doesn't end up working out against a team that is relatively higher seeded than them and that has a pretty accomplished Hard Rock roster overall. And now No Mod 3 here is match point for Papuchitos. They're looking to take the match with this one and knock New Zealand out of the Corsace Open.
This is the tech map slider following not having fun map, arguably, but more so just tech oriented. Quite a stark contrast from pretty much any of the maps played prior, as a matter of fact. So this one will be much more unique in that regard.
Yeah, it's definitely a very unique sort of map for sure. There's a lot going on in this song that you would think warrants the same patterning over and over again, but in general is mapped similarly but not quite the same. We do have a little bit of change in the rosters here for New Zealand. Saiku, DT Jump, Cat and Ningaloo in for New Zealand. Saint SFT, Wolfie, Hebelin, and Harmonia in for Papuchitos. Ready to go for what is potentially the last map of this match. Papuchitos at match point, looking to move on and end this match early, 5-1, knocking New Zealand out. New Zealand backs against the wall, need to win the next 3 picks in a row just to force the tiebreaker.
I'll be seeing early misses from Hebel and Ningaloo, as well as Wolfie. Relatively decent start for New Zealand, however. As I say that, Cat will be dropping as well, and Harmonia to follow. Not really any combos going on aside from Psyche, DT Jump, and Saint SFT, and now Hebel. But the supporting combo from Wolfie right now, pushing Papuchitos over the edge, keeping this lead up. Harmonia not too far behind, with his own score being boosted pretty heavily by his accuracy. It's going to be taking quite a bit for New Zealand to come back into this. Hebel and DT Jump trade breaks. But that does favor Papuchitos that much more, especially with the supporting combos now gone. It is entirely Psyche versus Saint SFT and Harmonia and Wolfie at this point. And it's going to be taking a full meltdown, which we actually might be seeing.
That's big, actually, coming from the side of Papuchitos. Saint SFT, Wolfie, and Hebel all breaking at the same time. Combos held for Seiku and Ningaloo. DT Jump does break from the side of New Zealand, but it's only in Harmonia holding on to combo for Papuchitos. The score lead is still 200k, however, and I'm just not sure if this FC from Seiku is going to be enough. It's going to be close. The accuracy is there, but it just isn't heading over at all. I don't think the accuracy is there for the rest of the team. Look at the act coming out of Papuchitos.
Harmonia
there goes Harmonia, though.
Is that enough for it, though?
Look at that score lead swap those so fast over to the side of New Zealand. And Seiku's actually holding on to the full combo.
No,
he misses right at the end! But I don't think it would have mattered anyway. It's still 20k in the favor of Papuchitos, and despite the slider break at the end of the map for Seiku, it's just quite not enough.
If Harmonia missed any earlier, that would have been New Zealand's break point that they needed to get back into the match, but unfortunately, it'll instead be their last point and map that they are playing in the tournament. They will be eliminated from Corsace Open 2021. Papuchitos advance on to face their next opponent in round of 16.
So congratulations to papuchitos for the 5-1 victory. Commiserations to New Zealand. They had a good time qualifying in the tournament and did get to play 2 matches here in the round of 64 and in losers bracket round 1, but they are out of the tournament. We thank them for participating.